All right, welcome back, guys. So, like I said, I'm going to start on the TIG again. What we got going on here is today we're going to do the exhaust clamp. I got a CTS downpipe on here, and where it meets the stock piping, the clamp is the same one that I've had on there since probably since the car's been made, right? So I swapped out a couple other downpipes on here before. I've got some for some Mark 6 GTIs at $100 off eBay or Amazon that I've been using. Then I finally swapped over to the CTS turbo one that's actually made for it, fits properly, don't have to do any trimming, but the clamp is now worn out. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you the part number that I bought, and that's exactly the same one that's on there. Hopefully it fits pretty well. I bought one a couple years ago, tried putting it on, and the guy asked me to buy a VIN, and I didn't have the VIN on me. But either way, hopefully this goes pretty smoothly. I'm about to show you though the clamp and then what we got to do to take it off. All right, so here it is. OEM part, direct replacement, same part number that's on the clamp currently. So I've noticed before when you buy new ones, OEM direct, the diameter's still pretty snug. So on here, right, it'll open up more. The downfall will be when I take this nut off, it's going to open up so much that trying to get it clamped back down to get all this back on will give me the clearance for the diameter here. I'm hoping I don't run into that issue. All right, as you see, I'm using the cart that I just built, just put together, transferred tools, my little bag, my little toolbox there over to it, and then eventually get all my tools from the storage shed. So underneath the car now, you can see the clamp right there. Right, we're gonna end up taking this little bracket off first, right? Bunch of 13 mils on this side and the other side. And that is where the rattling's coming from. It is actually hitting that cross member. You see it's hitting against there. It's got some side to side movement. It's funny, this bad boy shows some exhaust leak, but it is not as loose as I thought it was. Up there, that one's a little messed up, which I got one coming in the mail too. So you can see there, I got 2 of the 13 mils off already. I got, I think, 3 or 4 over there. And again, good old Milwaukee power ratchet. All right, a little bit of a misdiagnosis, right? But not too bad either way. I guess if I'd actually spent some time to take it apart first, I'd have caught this, right? But that is the part number. Let's see, I'm gonna cross-reference that. That should be the part number. This is the rubber hanger that goes on that bracket. And as you can see, it's torn. So it's not holding it in place anymore, causing it to rattle. All right, so that part number was wrong, right? That was on the back side. This is the actual part number here. 1J0253-144G. All right, so I did a little Google search. Euro Tuning's got it for like $5, right? Might be able to find one at the part shop or at the dealership and pay a lot more money, but I think I'll just go ahead and order it through Euro Tuning. As I mentioned, I use some other different downpipes, right? So Mark 6, Mark 5, or whatever for GTIs. As you can see here, that's a little trimmed up because the fitment of the other downpipes suck and caused that to come across and hit the side here. So I trimmed it with the other downpipes. So by doing that, probably with some vibration, so it caused that grommet to break. But the car is also what, 12 years old. It's a 2012. So here we go. We got the old one out. You can hear in the background the ice cream truck, right? But here's the old one. So it's a combination of the 2 issues. The clamp and the bracket, because the back side of it, when we pushed up and down on the exhaust, it still has some movement up and down between here, right? So if you pushed on it like this, the back part of the exhaust moved a little bit here and a little bit there. So I got the new clamp in. As you see, new clamps in, nice and tight. Pulled these two pieces together a little bit more as well when I tightened it. And then I can put the bracket back in, but it'll rattle. So I might just leave it off until I get that grommet, get that rubber hanger. So unlock. Right, there's not enough tension. It's not gonna pop it. So that's what I've been running into. It's just a coincidence. It happened right after I had a detail down, but I don't think there's any correlation between it. So for the past week, that's how I've been getting in. Just hold the button down, unlock it, and reach in. So I started working on the door handle a little bit, right? I didn't film it all because I watched a handful of different films trying to figure out how to get this thing apart, right? So you got, where is it? Right here. You got this set screw. You undo 11 times, 12 times. And then this little one, it'll back out as far as it can go without coming out, right? That black one that comes out about 12 times feeds into this little hole. The bigger one feeds into that hole. And once you have that backed out, you can then pull the lock mechanism out. My problem with my vehicle, you can see right, if I can find my, right here, that little pull, it's a mechanism. It's pulling, but it's not unlocking the car. It's not opening the door. A bunch of other vehicles I've seen for Mark 5s, Mark 6, there's a little cable. Now to set this back in, right, this little harness is for the keyless entry. So make sure that stays attached. If it comes loose, try to fish it out, plug it back in. Sorry. Feed this back in. Feed that in as well. And then it pushes back in. I know that was all not lined up because I'm trying to hold the camera, my phone, and do this at once. So you see, this is what it's doing. But from the inside, no problem. So I'm thinking it's the actual actuator inside. On the Mark 4s, the Mark 5s, there's a cable that pulls in through here for the actuator. And sometimes it slides down the handle. I was praying that's what was going on with mine. And I could pull that cable up and readjust the little clamp, the clasp that's there, and put it up higher to get it to work. So I just slid the lock cylinder back in. Now I'll come around to here, and this little screw right here, like I said, it was about 12 times. I'll tighten that up. As that tightens up, it's going to pull that other little screw out some, right? And as that comes out, then I'll tighten this. So you got to loosen both. The good thing is the silver one won't come all the way out. It can go all the way in. The black one can come out. Let's see. Now they're nice and snug. So, a little defeated. Sorry, man. A little defeated with the door handle, right? So I'm probably going to end up having to buy a $200 actuator to take the door card off on the inside. That panel's riveted on. Drill out the rivets, take the panel from the inside off, that's behind the door panel so I can get to the actuator, take out the actuator, put a new one in, and then go from there. All right, so I'll finish up the door handle some other time, but that was part of this part one for the exhaust clamp, right? Exhaust clamp is on. It's not rattling. I took that little brace off, right? I'm gonna order a new grommet, the little rubber for it to go onto, put it back up, and then that'll be solid. The front cross member that's off the subframe, that's coming in the mail in another couple days or so. I'll put that on there. I'll include that in another part. I want to say next part I'm going to be looking at doing is the intake manifold. It's throwing the P 2015 for the runners and coming apart, causing all types of issues. Thank you for tuning in for this part of part one of the, I don't know, 3 or 4 part, 2 or 3, 4 part series of some fixes on the Tiguan. Again, Homegrown Motorsports. Take a chance, look through the other videos, you know, like a few of them, subscribe a little bit, show them to your friends if they need some help on something. Hopefully this helps out some of you guys.